Sorry, it's
That's
did something
okay.
weird. Go ahead.
Just now aware of the snack requirements and the after-school program physical activity guidelines. But the other staffing benefit really has been with extending the after-school program with the core program. So we were able to meet with the home economics teacher and do some planning, and that would really allow us to share that home economics classroom as a facility to prepare the food. And then we've coordinated the cooking contest with the school day. So it's really actually gone in not just a direction with the line staff, but also with the day staff and connecting us to the day program.
Nice, nice. So there really is some extension there. Are you guys are you involved more with your local school or wellness committees?
So you mean after school program staff?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't currently in Salida have anybody sitting on the wellness committee, but we do have a district committee and those guidelines.
Yeah, because often it seems like the wellness committees don't have representation from after-school staff. So that's another is another area that is good to get involved with, because you can have some real influence in what happens during the school at the school in terms of wellness.
This is I'm actually on the wellness committee for our district.
Oh, great!
But that as a direct. I'm sorry, say again?
Oh, who's speaking? Sorry.
This is Chanel from...
Okay.
I'm actually on it. So we've only had a couple meetings. It's just going over policy more than anything else, but it is good to be on the committee to see what is going on in the regular school day and what will affect us in after school.
Mm-hmm. Well, and often it's like they don't even think about after school at all. I mean, it's like it ends at 3, and so by being on the committee, you can raise both the profile of after school, but also let them know how after school does support the school day. As as Salida I was just mentioning, that I think that people tend to think in these, it's just the school day and then it's after school and they don't quite meet, So by being on the wellness committee or having some input, you can show the connections and, so folks can pay more attention to what's happening in after school.
Arnell, for Salida, I think the big connection was just being able to hold that meeting with food service here on this campus and have the conversations. And it was interesting because part of this process there was a little bit of defensiveness in having a conversation even about evaluating the snack and what's available. During that meeting it was very clear in our district we're a peanut-free school district. Well, some of those things, as you would say, if you had attended a wellness policy meeting, you would be aware of some of those things that our district has chosen. But I think building that bridge with the person on your campus and having the conversation and then being able to say, hey, well, we were looking at this, and they went, oh, you're right. Well, we're not doing that because that's fresh, and you would have to prepare that. So I think that's the other staff relationship that it built, and I think that that's had a lot of bang for its buck. And then it became a collaborative process rather than, well, we're following the guidelines.
Right,
right. So that was really important.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. Hey, and are any of the pilot sites, do you guys have farm-to-school activities? Because often those are limited to the school day, and it's one of the, is another area for potential collaboration.
No, we don't have farm to school. We have Harvest of the Month.
Okay.
That comes in and brings fruits and vegetables that are in season to introduce them to the students. But we had a farmer's market at the high school program the past year or so that, grew flowers, and we took what was grown on the land, and they did smaller plants and vegetables and so forth. But hopefully that will be extended with the new high school after-school program coming up next year.
Nice, nice. Well, in your comments, you mentioned some resources. I just want to call your attention to some other things. The Activate guide that we pass out and the 99 Ways are available and have a lot more tips and ideas. And then someone, I forget exactly who, mentioned the U.S. Tennis Association, and here's the link for that. And then the American Heart Association has an after-school health program. So those are some options that you might want to look into.
Arnell?
Yes?
U.S. Tennis Association has been very connected in Salida and has actually been at every elementary school site this year. And each school site received a $500 scholarship, which purchased the tennis rackets, the tennis balls, and then the instructors actually come and do lessons with the students that last 6 weeks. And then they take pictures and they get T-shirts, and it's been phenomenal this school year and has had a profound effect, which is very exciting. So if people have not utilized that as a resource, they're wonderful.
Thank you. That's a great point, and it's a wonderful organization. So just as in wrapping up, I just want to remind you that the After School Network has a lot of resources about after-school meals, so feel free to look at that again, including ideas like fact sheets for working with your school food service director, and a database that lets you know who's serving after-school meals in your area, and some sample menus and things. So, please take advantage of that. And then we will send out a little link for an evaluation of this webinar. So please, take a few minutes and answer those questions. And as always, feel free to contact us at CANFIT, either phone or our email. In terms of next steps, we'll be following up with you in probably in another month or so, month and a half, just to see how what's remained in place a few months after the phase training. And so I'll be working with Julie and Dave and Martha and Irma about that, to get you a Survey Monkey or something to get some ideas about what's still in place. But any other questions or comments before we close out?
Arnell, will the webinar be posted on your website?
It will, although I did some weird things, and it won't all be on there, I'm afraid. But as much as we can, we'll be on there. I will. Okay. I'll type up some notes and things though too. As I said, it's a new system for us. So, and then to be sure and send that information about the grant funds. The grant that you guys got from Co-op Extension. And then, one of the things that we wanted to highlight is that that grant funds can't be used to purchase gift cards, and so to seek other donations for things like that, for gift cards and things. Any other last questions or comments? Well, thank you all, and I'm just really thrilled by all of the great work that you're doing, and all of the successes that you've had. And sometimes when we're in the trenches doing this work, it's nice to get some validation that by doing a training and having a little bit of coaching and stuff that good things can happen, and that it doesn't take a lot of money. A lot of the things that you've been able to implement haven't been expensive per se, or some time and some planning involved, but not a lot of cold hard cash. But I'm glad to see that a lot is happening, and I hope that it will continue to. So please take care, and we will be in touch. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.